Hey guys, my name's John Andrews, and I'm the Social and Digital Media Manager for Redport Information Assurance. And today's screencast is going to be a little bit on computer security tips, ranging really anywhere from internet access to being able to secure your modem router properly. But I'll probably make two separate videos on various tips, but this one is the first one, which is going to cover passwords and email. A little bit of what this screencast is going to be about is that I'm going to cover some ways for you guys on how to be a little bit more careful and what things you should look out for, either using the computer or encountering circumstances where you might be prone in having your information stolen. The first thing I'm going to cover, and I've covered this numerous times already in my previous videos, but it's helping with storage of your passwords for your accounts. In relation, the next few points will also be about passwords because it's important that people understand these techniques in particular. Other topics after that will include opening emails where you can't verify who the sender is before moving into the latter points on email attachments and links. But the first, password storage. I've highlighted in a previous video on how to use File Vault, which is an application used on a Mac. But for those who don't use a Mac, how do you manage all of the passwords you have? Well, here are the things you do not want to do. Do not by any means leave your passwords exposed on or around your computer where others can see. This means don't write them down on sticky notes or by any means type them into a notes application or file on your computer for somebody to open up. If you can't remember them, just make sure if you do write them down to secure them into a protected locked place. My next point is being able to set a password that's hard to crack. What you don't want to do is set a password that contains information on who you are, what you do, or what you like to do. These are very easy passwords that hackers tend to crack first because of how vague the password is. However, using numbers, spaces, as well as symbols, maybe with a capital letter in there somewhere, it'll make your password that much stronger and harder to retrieve. Something I recommend is typing a sentence that is easy for you to remember, like the top of my roof is made of shingles, or the top of my roof is black. This leads me into my next example on simply changing your password to a passphrase. The difference: passwords are usually made up of only one word with the addition of some numbers, but passphrases are usually sentences consisting of many words. These make them longer and more complicated to figure out, which make them even more reliable. Examples are below, like "I live by Kobe Bryant from the LA Lakers," or "popcorn makes my fingers greasy." It's a lot more of a combination of trying to figure out what the words are as well as with the spaces in those passphrases that make them hard to retrieve. Now, enough about passwords and on to some security tips about email. Now, I know a lot of you guys have encountered at least one time where you've gotten something in your inbox and you didn't recognize who the sender was. The subject title may read something like "Your chance to win $1,000" or "Increase your earnings by 5% with this little trick." Usually within those emails come links or attachments that hackers use to try and obtain information. My suggestion: do not open any emails where you're not familiar with who sent it. Simply just look first at the subject line and delete it if it's something odd. This is the easiest way to avoid it. Now, to dig a little deeper into this and how to understand it, I'm going to cover each instance in which this may happen. Hackers like to use a method called phishing, where they send messages or emails that appear to be from places like banks, shops, or a company that contains links directing you to a fake website. On these websites, most prompt you into entering in a lot of your account information to confirm that it's correct, but what you don't know is that they can use this information to either buy things or transfer money out of your own account without you knowing. So this is where you ignore the emails that contain these links. Like I mentioned in the previous slide, do not open these emails that you find bizarre or unexpected. The next covers attachments in emails. Just like links possess a redirection to a fake website, attachments are used by hackers with the same mindset. But while the websites get your information, the attachments may serve to attack your computer. Usually with attachments, when you don't recognize who the sender is and you open up one of these, you can be highly prone to obtaining some kind of malicious software or virus on your computer. What hackers do for a living is write code. In this code, they'll have where you open up a file and it could rebound information back to them on your passwords, information on accounts, the things you do on your computer, etc. So leaving this as an obvious suggestion: do not open email attachments that you don't recognize. But this is all I'm going to cover on today's screencast, mainly covering proper ways of setting passwords, where you should and shouldn't keep your passwords, as well as covering some security aspects on receiving emails that you aren't familiar with. New screencasts will be posted on other tips regarding computer security and keeping your information secure. But in the meantime, this is a website at www.redport-ia.com, which offers quality information assurance and computer security, as well as going to our Facebook page and liking us at www.facebook.com/redport and following us on Twitter at redport_ia. Thanks for your time, everybody, and have a blessed day.